In the playoffs when they take on the Phoenix Mercury tonight at Target Center. It is game 2 of the WNBA semifinals, and we'll be talking with Ahmad Hicks about what they'll need to do to keep that undefeated streak alive.
Yes, we got this. We got this. But first, let's get to meteorologist Cody Matz with your weather on the 9s. Beautiful day out there right now, and definitely looks different than what it did this morning.
We talked about this yesterday, how we'd have some fog issues and some low clouds. We certainly had that this morning, but didn't take super long to get through that. And a beautiful afternoon with just a couple of clouds. Took us till lunchtime, give or take, depending on your location here in the Twin Cities, and temperatures quickly popped into the 70s. Right now sitting at 73. Dew point slightly lower than this time yesterday, but still some moisture left over. We're likely going to see something similar happen late tonight and into tomorrow morning as well. So this is basically a visible satellite loop showing the fog disappearing. So all that cloud cover, all the white you see on your screen, that's all cloud cover and fog disappearing gradually through the afternoon, then just some white puffy clouds during the afternoon hours as well. Notice the Rochester area hanging on to the cloud cover the longest, so therefore it's the coolest. Upper 60s for highs in Rochester, a couple pocket 60s near Lake Superior. The rest of us solidly in the 70s, even a couple of pocket low 80s in parts of western Minnesota. We do this whole thing over again tomorrow, and we start to break out of this pattern and just see some plain old warmth and some sunshine starting Thursday, going through, well, every day in that 7-day, and if I were to have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, it'd probably be on all those days too. We'll talk that, of course, coming up here on the 9s.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Cody. An investigation is underway after an infant died while being cared for at a Savage Child Care Center. And today, police sent a warning to the community, telling them to monitor their children if they attend the Rocking Horse Ranch Child Care. Fox 9's Karen Scullin has been looking into this situation and joins us now with an update. So Karen, a lot of moving parts here. Let's begin with the death of this child. What can you tell us tonight?
Right, well, we know that an infant died here yesterday in the morning sometime, and a grandparent of a child who actually attends the Rocking Horse here tells us that parents were called to pick up their children around 10:30 in the morning. When they arrived, they said it was chaos and that teachers were visibly shaken and crying here as well. Later that day, after they brought the children home, a detective called and said, monitor your children and be sure to have them assessed by a doctor within 24 hours. However, if any time before that you see any unusual symptoms, you should take them to the ER right away. So obviously a very scary day here and a sad day for the parents of the infant who passed. We don't know a lot about that situation right now, but also a scary day for the other parents who are picking up their children.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Do these parents even know what they are monitoring their children for? What is police saying about this today?
Well, there was a press release. It was interesting, actually, a press release that was sent out this morning. It kind of notified the community that an infant had died here and what had happened. But it also issued a safety warning, a safety notice, they called it. And that safety notice said families with children that attend the facility should closely monitor their children and seek immediate medical attention if they exhibit altered mental status, unusual behavioral changes, or other concerning symptoms. Now, police told me they issued that safety notice in that way under the advice of medical professionals. And we also learned late today that there were 2 incidents, and one child was involved in this on Friday with similar symptoms as the one yesterday. So that's kind of what sparked the investigation here.
Yeah, Karen, I was just about to ask you that, if there have been any other calls maybe to Rocking Horse, because as you mentioned, as a parent of a child who maybe goes there, you would, of course, have some questions and also concerns. Any other calls that we know about besides the ones that you just mentioned?
Well, I did put in a data request, haven't received that back yet. However, it was confirmed that there was a call here Friday, that's the one I just mentioned, and then a call yesterday. And it looks like the DHS is concerned. They've issued an immediate temporary suspension of the license here, so they cannot even provide child care right now because they are investigating those 2 incidents. And again, these 2 incidents involved infants, the one on Friday as well, who exhibited similar symptoms as the child who died yesterday. So police tell me they're trying to see if those 2 incidents are connected, but certainly a lot of concern here as to exactly what's going on. As far as next steps go, well, we're just waiting to hear back, I believe, on an autopsy report regarding this latest infant to see why the child died. Police are waiting on that as well, and we hope to get that information from the medical examiner here in the coming days. But for now, they can no longer be open for child care, at least on a temporary basis. We did reach out and actually saw with what we think are the owners today who were going in for a meeting with DHS, and they declined comment. Simone?
And now some of these other families have to figure out, what to do with their children at this point. Just a sad story all around. Hopefully we get some answers soon. Karen Scullen reporting live tonight in Savage. Thank you, Karen.
And former state senator Nicole Mitchell has now been sentenced after she was found guilty of breaking into her stepmother's home in April of 2024.
As to count one, I hereby adjudicate you guilty of the crime of burglary in the first degree. It carries with it a maximum penalty of 20 years imprisonment and payment of a fine of $35,000 or both. Therefore, as punishment, you are hereby committed to the custody of the Commissioner of Corrections of this state for a period of 21 months. However, execution of this sentence is stayed and you are placed on supervised probation for 5 years.
So here's the sentence. Mitchell will serve 6 months in jail. That is the mandatory minimum. She will serve most of that time in the Ramsey County Jail, where she will be given work release. Her stepmother, Carol, says it is not enough.
I don't think 6 months is very much time for what she put me through, but at least I know it's going to hurt her. It's with her children and losing her job and that type of thing, so I guess there's definite repercussions for what she did.
Well, Nicole Mitchell will begin that sentence on October the 8th.
Severe struggles are hitting soybean farmers as the harvest season gets underway.
Yeah, they've lost billions of dollars in sales already this year, and there's no end in sight for those losses at this point. Fox 9's Corin Hoggard looks at how this is impacting local farmers.
Soybeans and corn grow across 4,500 acres of Faribault County, belonging to Darren Johnson's family since the early 1900s.
We've been around for quite some time.
But the landscape keeps changing around this fourth-generation farmer. Farm bankruptcies are up 95% since 2022. The cost of doing business is up, but sales prices are going down.
And those numbers don't look good and are not improving, particularly because of the soybeans and the trade war that continues to put pressure on those markets.
The level of urgency is especially high right now for Minnesota soybean farmers. Harvest season is now, and this crop is ready to go. But trade wars are giving farmers a tough situation to swallow. They're right in the bullseye for tariff retaliation, and their biggest export market is now a black hole.
Nothing's moving. Nothing's moving.
China usually buys $12 to $13 billion worth of American soybeans every year, but they haven't bought any in months. Instead, they're importing for the first time from Argentina and expanding long-term contracts with Brazilian farmers.
It's going to be tough to get some of that business back that we're losing. Retaliatory tariffs has caused us to be less competitive in the global marketplace.
In the short term, most soybean farmers will harvest their crops and either sell them at a loss or pay to store them, or a little of both. But they can only last so long with income at or near zero. And it's not just soybeans. China has curtailed its imports of American corn, wheat, and sorghum.
There has been times like this in the past, and we've gotten through it, and I know we will again. We just need to make sure that we are making trade deals and get them done in a timely fashion.
The first Trump administration gave farmers a $28 billion bailout after a 2018 trade war, but some analysts say China was better prepared this time, so this battle could rearrange the global trade map. In Wells, Corin Hoggard, Fox 9.
Well, it's day one of the United Nations General Assembly, and President Donald Trump has a jam-packed schedule.
He's meeting with several world leaders following a fiery speech this morning where he blasted the United Nations for not doing more to end conflicts around the world.
Sadly, in all cases, the United Nations did not even try to help in any of them. The UN is supposed to stop invasions, not create them. and not finance them.
But the president struck a slightly different tone during a sit-down with the UN Secretary General, saying the United States is behind the United Nations, quote, 100%. So coming up at 5:45, we will have a live report from the United Nations. Fox's Kaylee Schuyler is in Manhattan tonight for us. She'll have all the big moments from today's session. But right now, let's take a look at your forecast on this. It's Tuesday, right?
It is Tuesday.
Yes, I almost forgot.
And I've got some kids at home who are wanting some colder weather, but I said, no. We have to enjoy what we have here.
That's true. And just keep the shorts and T-shirt handy because you're going to need them for the next few days. I mean, at least during the afternoons. And that's kind of the fun part, call it, of the fall season. We obviously lose daylight, so we're now back to about 12 hours of day, 12 hours of night, which means we actually spend less of the day at peak temperatures. So it's the time of year where you have a little light shawl in the morning, you have to maybe have some long sleeves, and then suddenly the shorts and a T-shirt become necessary once you get to the lunch hour and into the afternoon, and then the sun starts to set, and now it's like, okay, now I need my light shawl again. So it's just that time of year, even with temperatures as warm as they were this afternoon. So right now in the low 70s, sitting at 73, winds light out of the north, and they're going to stay that way for the next couple of days before turning light out of the south. We have seen a couple of spritzes and sprinkles in some isolated cases, but few and far between. We have gotten through the morning clouds and fog. Most of that has dissipated now. Just a couple different lows to our south, some severe weather across portions of Arkansas and Oklahoma. And I did want to point this out. High elevations of Colorado, that's some white. Just throwing that out there.
We heard about that in the newsroom. Keith, one of the producers, said, did somebody let Cody know?
Oh, I knew already. I follow it very closely. None of that around here, clearly. As we'll stay pretty quiet tonight. Something similar, though, happening to what happened last night / this morning. As we get some low clouds, some fog to kind of veer off of the Lake Superior region, that will probably make tomorrow a very similar day to today. We'll talk that and that 7-day forecast come up here at 5:19.
All right, we're going to grab our shawls.
I was going to say, Cody, did you say light shawl?
I think. I don't even know what a shawl is. It just sounds good.
Oh, it's very...
Something light?
It sounds very cozy, though. Thanks, Cody. Still ahead, the future of healthcare costs.
State lawmakers, industry experts, and more join Governor Walz to discuss what could happen to tens of thousands of Minnesotans because of D.C. legislation.
And the Lynx are looking to stay undefeated this postseason. Our Maud Hicks is live at Target Center as the Drive for 5 rolls on.
And the Purple and Gold are packing their bags to cross the Atlantic. Our Jim Rich is live at TCO Performance Center before the Vikings head to Dublin. But first, here's a look at your drive times.